Welcome! Today we're going to talk a little bit about a near airplane crash we almost had some years ago at the height of my racing career. So we'll talk about that one. I just graduated from high school and I was doing good on my racing, and I visited my grandmother, my step-grandmother, and some friends in Washington. And on the way home, I was in San Francisco on a layover. And it was a late flight, and we took off from the San Francisco airport. And as we were climbing about 2 minutes or 3 minutes into the flight, the plane started leveling off and going down into the ocean. And I'm like, uh-oh. And the captain said, buckle your seatbelts, as we were going down, and we might be crashing into the cold ocean of the San Francisco Bay. I wasn't very thrilled. I looked around and there was like Catholic nuns praying like, oh God, please help my soul, save me. And everyone was like preparing to die. And I was like thinking of my life, like, am I ready to die? And I said no, because I was kind of a motorcycle rider type, a teenager guy, and I wasn't really into God too much. And I looked around and I realized that I might be meeting God in a matter of a minute or two. So I was pretty nervous. And I just got really scared, and I said, I haven't lived a real good life, and I will do something for God if he saves me. I asked God, I said, save my life and I will give you a portion of my life. So I made a promise with God, and actually we didn't crash. We went to the airport. There was a fire. One day I was working on my speedway bike and some missionaries came over just after that situation happened. And they just asked me if I want to learn more about their church, and I said I must do that one. So I went ahead to some neighbor's house and learned about the church, and I basically knew that I had to give back my life, which I received back from God. And I was baptized by Elder Olson from Canada. I decided I would just change my life and give payback to God for what he gave me back. So I went ahead, and after about a year, I went on a mission. I was supposed to race speedway motorcycles in England. And where did God call me to go serve my mission? In London, England, and London, England South Mission. So I was in London. Funny enough, I was supposed to be racing motorcycles in London. Two years on my mission, I sold everything I owned. I sold my van, my speedway bike, everything. I consecrated everything and gave it back to God. For my life, I thought, well, this is a payback. Some of you may think I'm crazy, but I made a promise, and I like to keep my promises as best as I can, and I made a promise to God, so I went ahead and kept that. I had like 19 companions in 24 months, so I had a whole lot of companions. So I had a whole lot of companions, some really good guys from all over the place. So I just decided that I was going to just give back and just serve God and teach people about Jesus for a little while. I was young enough, I wasn't going to lose my life too much, so I just gave it all to him for a couple years. I think in that time I was very successful. I had about 50 baptisms or more, which was really great. And I became a leader into the mission. I also was the top scholar in the missionary. On both years, I was a top scholar. My first year, I was a top scholar, and then the second year, I was #1 in my mission. I was a top scholar out of all of my missionaries. I memorized everything, and it was really good. We had a Christmas party, and I did pretty good. #1. I don't like to lose. I had a great 2 years. It was a wonderful time. I met a lot of great people in England. Just love those people over there. The weather and the place living there wasn't really my cup of tea. As you can see, I like the tropical places. Warm water, sunshine. I don't like the cold. I hate the cold and the snow and the rain and everything. But the people, I really love some of the people I met. Testified of Jesus to 225,000 people in and I had a great time. I preached at Hyde Park. I did so many crazy, wild, fun things. It really molded me of who I was. When I came back, I was a president of all these clubs and colleges, and I attribute all my leadership abilities and the things I learned in life from my mission. That's it, my mission. I just wanted to tell you a little about it, and I hope it doesn't offend you. I really love God with all my heart, and I just enjoy life so much and the life He gave me to live.